Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel, and it's MrAnchor here once again. In today's tutorial, we are going to have a walkthrough of how I was able to achieve this clean edit in both Photoshop and Capture One. So without much ado, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share to other people. And also, as a returning subscriber, I really appreciate you so much. I've been doing this with you from day one we started this channel, and I can't thank you enough. So guys, come along with me. Let's start today's tutorial. Okay, so here are the photos I took during this session. Okay, so this session was basically a birthday shoot for this kid, Kobe. So the mom wanted to take some pictures with him as well as part of his birthday shoot. And yeah, the first theme was an all black, and the other one was all white, as you see from the pictures displayed. So basically, I shot this with three lights. The very first light was my key light, which was the Godox AD400 Pro inside the 7-foot parabolic umbrella from camera right. And also the second light, which was the fill light, was also somewhere here. It was the Godox VA60 Mark II inside the tripod 60 centimeters of boss and the octaboss. And over here was the hair light, which was also rimming my subject. So with the hair light, that was the Godox V1 inside the cone. And yeah, basically that was the lighting setup I used for the shoot. And to the camera setup, I used the Canon EOS R6 paired with the Canon 7200 Mark II, and my trigger was the Godox S2T trigger as always. So basically that was what I used for this session. Yeah, because we were shooting on white and I wanted to achieve a clean look, I tried my best to light my subject in the backdrop to actually get that pure white look so that I wouldn't really suffer in post-production. Yeah, so let me walk you through how I took the image from here to here. So how I started the raw processing from here to here. And also, I'll also take you through the Photoshop edit as well. So here is what happened in Photoshop, taking the image from here all the way to here. From here all the way to here. Okay. So let's start with this first image. Alright, so over here in the layers tab, you can see there are some layers going on here. So I want to check everything and run you through so that you get to understand whatever is going on here. So yeah, the very first one was I applied my style I've created earlier. I'll be putting it out very soon, so stay tuned for my style and preset pack. So I applied that one to the image, and just as you can see, it transferred it from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. Okay, so let me run you through what is happening in the first layer. Inside the first layer, there's been a bit of adjustment to the exposure tab, as you can see here. So I would advise that you pause the video and also go through the settings I've applied to the image over here inside the style. Okay, so yeah, basically this was happening in the exposure tab and also in the high dynamic range tab. That's what you are seeing. I decided to dial down the highlights a bit to retain a bit of details also there. So just as you can see, before I applied that and after I applied that, I'm sure you can see the difference. That's before and after. Okay. And fast forward into the color editor tab inside the basic, you can see there's a bit of adjustment going on in the reds and the oranges too as well, and the yellows, the greens too, and the blues as well. But for the magenta and the purple, I'm not sure was touched. And also in the color balance tab too, there's a bit of adjustment going on. So you can pause it and go through the settings. Yeah, so after applying the first style, I realized that the skin of the woman was a bit blown out. So what I did was I created a mask and I applied that. So as you can see, here's where the mask is affecting. So I created a mask just purposely for the face because that's the portion that was blown out, and I applied a bit of adjustment in there. So the adjustment that I applied to the face was basically the exposure, dialing down the exposure and the brightness and also the highlights. So if you can see, once I reset this, you will see that it's been applied, or it's been affecting the skin. Same thing applies to the brightness and also the exposure. Yeah, so basically that's what happened in Capture One for this particular image. And let's move on into the second image too as well. So same thing went on in the second image. I applied the style, which is the very first one. So I took it from here to here with the very first layer, as I did in the previous picture. And with the second one, what I did was I applied a mask just for the face because the skin wasn't really matching with the rest of the body. So as you can see, the hands and the face, there's a bit of mismatch in the face and other parts of the body. Yeah, so what I did was I created a mask, I said earlier on, and adjusted the hue of the skin tone a bit to match that of the other part of the skin. So this is what's happened before and after. What caused that was, I think, is the makeup she applied. Yeah, and also to the next layer I created. With the next layer I created, it was also purposely for Kate Corby. So as you can see, his face without the mask being applied is a bit darker. So I applied a mask to Corby's face, and with that mask, what I did was I wanted to lift up the shadows a bit. And yeah, as you can see, I lifted the shadows to 15 over here. So that's what has been applied to Kate Corby's face in this second image. Fast forward to the next image, the all black. Okay, so with that one, the same process as I did for the previous photos. I applied the style. So I took it from here to here, from here to here. So as you can see, you could see there is still some mismatch going on with the face and also the other parts of the skin. So what I did was I applied another mask, as you can see, to correct the skin tone. And yeah, that was what happened in the second layer. So we'll be moving straight into Photoshop. So I walk you through how I was able to convert it from here to here, from here to here. So what I've done is just the grid and the raw processing. So I will take you straight into I'll take you straight into Photoshop for you to have a look at how I went by with the retouching. Okay, so inside Photoshop, okay, so we are inside Photoshop, and over here, I'll walk you through how I took it from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. Okay, so let's start with the background layer. So the background layer already exists. So I created a new layer. And with the new layer, what happened was I did a bit of background cleaning and also blemish removal. As you can see over here, I did a bit of blemish removal. So if you can see, there is some hair strands on their face and some blemishes on their face being removed. Yeah, so that's the before and after applying that. And as you can see from the hair area, okay, so from the hair area too, I did a bit of adjustment, slight adjustment, removing hair strands, and also yeah, so that's what happened in this layer. And to the next layer, I did a bit of liquify over here. So there was a lens flare right here, so I decided to remove that. And also I did a bit of liquify. What retouching mostly does is trying to enhance what already exists and make it look better and appealing to the human eye. So what I did in the layer was I applied liquify to some parts of the image. As you can see over here, it was puffing out, and to the hip area of Kobe's mother, and also to the arm area, and also the hair. So that was what happened in this layer. So I created a next layer and also applied my frequency separation action. So inside the frequency separation action, I tried blending the skin of my subjects in the frequency separation layers I created. So just as you can see, before applying the frequency separation and after applying frequency separation, before and after, before and after, before and after. As I always say, less is more when it comes to processing your images or your RAWs. I mostly do not want to go extreme for my subject to look so unrealistic. So what I mostly do is I try my best to make it look as natural as possible when it comes to photo retouching or photo manipulation. Exactly. So yeah, that's what I did in the frequency separation action. And as you can see, when I was editing, I found that she had this black spot at this side of her face. So I decided not to remove it because it adds up to the personality in frame. There are some people, once you remove certain marks from their faces or their images, it tempers with their personality too. So as you can see, Kobe also had this black spot around the side of the image, and I kept it there. I didn't want to remove it. Once you remove it, it may change the look the person already has, unless probably maybe your client insists that you remove it from the image. So exactly that's what happened. And also did a bit of eye and teeth whitening in the hue saturation layer. So just as you can see over here, there's a bit of eye and teeth whitening going on. Yeah. And voila, that's it. And I sharpen the image for this one. So quickly, I'll move you through to the second one. Okay, so with this image, I will walk you through how I was able to take it from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. Okay, so let's start. So here's the raw image, and as you can see, there is the hairlight also showing here. There's a box also showing a bit here, and the stand I was using to hold the hairlight in place also showing. So what I did was I'll do a bit of cleaning, trying to enhance the background, which is white, make it more whiter and pure, and also blend the background, making sure that everything looks clean. So I created the very first layer and also did a bit of background work in this layer. As you can see, what went on here was basically removing some imperfections. There's trying to extend the background a bit, and also cleaning the tone part of the backdrop. Once you are using seamless backdrop, you have to keep it in mind that you are going to have so much cleaning to do, because with seamless, one way or the other, it gets dirty, it gets tears here and there. So you have to make sure you clean it thoroughly to get your images to look clean. So that's what happened in this particular layer, as you can see, before and after. In as much as you are doing cleaning on the backdrop, try and make sure you don't do so much for it to lose its qualities. What I mean is, as you can see, there are some shadows on the backdrop. With that, you don't want to get rid of it. It still should show, so that it gives the dimension and the punchiness, and also make your subject stand out at the end of the whole process. And I also created my frequency separation layer, and that's what is happening in my frequency separation layer for this particular image. That's the before and after. So there's a bit of blending going on the face, the hands, the thigh and the leg, and yeah. I further enhance the hair too. So the minor changes and adjustments really make your image stand out. Don't overlook the minor adjustments you make in your image, even if it is a scratch somewhere that you want to remove. Once you remove it, it adds up to how the image look at the end of it all. And with this particular image, I did a bit of dodging and bending in this one, as you can see, to brighten and enhance how light affects the skin. Because what I did in the frequency separation layer was a bit slightly intensive. I wanted to retain how light really affected my subject. So what I did was I corrected that using the dodging and bending. So as you can see, there is a bit of dodging going on here, also in the face, cheeks, and where the highlight is really dominant. Same thing applies to Kid Kobe's face. And yeah, that was what happened in that layer. So fast forward, I also created hue saturation layer to also enhance the eye and the teeth. So as you can see in this hue saturation layer, this one I'm talking about, you can see it whitens the eye a bit, and also the teeth of Kobe's mom. So just as you can see, before and after. And yeah, I did a bit of sharpening. So basically, when it comes to commercial works like this, which doesn't really need much of attention when it comes to post-production, I don't really do much. I try my best to enhance it to suit the client's taste. Yeah, so basically that's what happened in this particular photo. Here is the before and after. Yeah, so let me walk you through the next one, which is this. So Kobe was showing love to her mom. So I decided to give him a stock of rose for him to kneel behind his mom. I really like this picture so much. And I'm sure Kobe will grow up and also like this picture. One thing about photography for me is creating timeless memories that people will cherish for years to come. Yeah, so basically when you are shooting your clients, make sure you give them timeless memories so that once they reflect back and look at those images, it's worth every effort that went into it. So guys, yeah, let's run through quickly and get to know how this one also was further processed. So yeah, with this one, a bit of cleaning went on in the background, and also trying to whiten the background a bit. So just as I said earlier on, try and make sure you don't temper so much with the backdrop cleaning, because you see there are some shadows in the image which they are subtle but then add so much to the image. Once you get rid of those shadows, it will look as if you've pasted it on the background, thereby removing how dynamic and how punchy your image will look. So that was what happened in this layer. I did a bit of cleaning and backdrop enhancement, and quickly I created my frequency separation action. So with that one, let me show you what's really going on here. So I did a bit of hair and skin work, as you can see. There are so many things you can do with frequency separation. Let me be frank with you. And one thing you can do with frequency separation is also to clean your subject's outfit. But it depends on the type of outfit, and every outfit has its own approach you have to apply to. Because this one has a bit of silky look, it's easier for you to apply frequency separation to it for it to smoothen it out a bit. So that's what is going on here in the image. And onto Kid Kobe, you could see there is a bit of blending also going on here. And yeah, basically that's what is happening in the frequency separation action I created. And fast forward, I wanted to further enhance the image, so I used dodging and bending to further enhance the image, as you can see. at the hand area of Kobe, the face area. And on Kobe's mom, there is a bit of dodging and bending going on here, and also on the skin, on the face, and also the hair area. So you can see the before and after. And as I did in the previous images, I created hue saturation layers to enhance the eye and the teeth. So over here, that's what is going on. The teeth is enhanced in this layer, and the eye too, I did it in the next one I created, and I applied a bit of sharpness to the image. So that's what basically happened in these 3 photos. I shot with 3 lights. So I took this one from here to here, and from here to here, from here to here, and also from here to here. And yeah, I really like the outcome. So guys, I'll be putting up my style and preset path very soon, so stay tuned for it. And thanks for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and also share, and subscribe if you are new to this channel. I've been doing this thing with you guys. Thank you very much for making it to this end. And guys, on to the next Charlie. We go talk, Charlie. Peace.